Coming up in our next installment of America's Hope, we're talking about guarding the legacy and honoring the service of America's veterans. That's next. From the NTD Global Headquarters in New York, I'm Kelly Wright, and this is America's Hope. Good evening. Thanks for joining us this hour as we celebrate the beginning of the Memorial Day weekend. And as we do so, many people have in their minds to go to Memorial Day picnics, to have barbecues, to visit friends, to travel around the country. The Memorial Day weekend, really the start of the summer vacation. However, it's not a vacation to active duty military members who are constantly on duty 24/7 to protect our freedom. And it isn't a holiday or a vacation day for veterans, particularly those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. So we gather here tonight to actually celebrate their heroism and their courage and their love for God and country. So tonight we're going to be hearing from people who are doing their utmost best to pay attention and to pay tribute and homage to veterans and to active duty members and their families. America's Hope starts right now.
Hello, everyone.
And the American Veterans Center, AVC, is proudly providing the 2024 National Memorial Day Parade, returning to our nation's capital on Monday, May 27th of this year. And the parade, which of course is the largest Memorial Day event in the nation, will be hosted by Anthony Anderson. He's the actor you remember from Blackish and a lot of movies that he's made as well. And Marine Corps veteran Drew Carey, the Price is Right host, for a television special that will broadcast to more than, get this, 100 million households on various networks. And we'll name them: ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, and CW affiliates, as well as to the United States troops serving around the world and on Navy ships at sea on American Forces Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the National Memorial Day Parade.
We would like to welcome all of our viewers joining us today from across the country and our service members watching around the world.
This is the day we honor all those who have served and sacrificed.
For me, it's a day of reflection. It's a day of remembrance.
The early years of the Republic were both aspirational and rowdy.
In his Gettysburg Address, Lincoln called for a rededication to the larger cause for which so many had died.
80 years ago, Americans of all backgrounds were called on to serve during World War II. Let us always remember their sacrifice.
Throughout our show, we will travel from Constitution Avenue to sites across the country as we share the story of American service and sacrifice from our very beginnings 250 years ago to the modern day.
Along the way, we'll be joined by special guests from stage, screen, and music, all in honor of the spirit that unites us all.
Memorial Day is our most important holiday because it is the holiday that provides us with all the other holidays we celebrate all year long.
Joining us to discuss this and more is Tim Holbert. He's president of the American Veterans Center. Tim, it's good of you to join us. You have invested a lot of your professional expertise and talent and everything that you've been doing and your accomplishments by helping veterans and helping America understand the sacrifice of veterans and the honor we should pay to them. Talk to me about the parade.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it's our greatest honor to have brought back the tradition of the National Memorial Day Parade to Constitution Avenue the last 20 years. You know, a lot of people don't even know that there was no Memorial Day Parade along Constitution Avenue for some 60 some years. Since World War II, it faded away for reasons we don't know. 20 years ago, we brought it back, and it just really took off to become a great tradition, not just for Washington and the nation's capital, but for the country, televised, as you know, around the country. So we've had so many just incredible people over the years to honor the spirit of service and sacrifice, from the last living veteran of World War I to our heroes from World War II, who still, far fewer than there used to be when we started, but they're still out there to young men and women serving us today. And of course, the families of the fallen who really are what Memorial Day is all about. So special weekend, special day, special moment to just be a part of bringing everybody together to commemorate what's really most important to all of us.
Yeah, and we commemorate them with our hearts, and they basically commemorated America with their blood and treasure. And that should not be forgotten, the fallen heroes who sacrificed everything for America and the freedoms we hold dear, which goes to the statement that freedom is not free. It's fought for. And from that perspective, you've been able to talk about this in some of your documentaries. Tell me about those and what you've tried to convey to the American people through that.
Absolutely. One thing that we've really become proud of is the past several years of creating a weekly documentary series running on YouTube, featuring every week a new story from a hero from our history, from World War II through the present day. And every time you see not just how much these individuals and what they meant, what they fought for, what they stood for, what they stand for as icons and symbols of America, but also the engagement of millions and millions of people. We've had some 300 million people or views already tune in on YouTube these past few years to watch these stories. Another 100 million on Facebook out there, and so many of them you can just tell are hungry for these aspirational stories from history. And I just think that's a great sign of not only who we've been, but where we are and the potential going forward, is that people still do believe in America and believe in who we are. And I think that's really something special.
It's very special, especially for a time such as this, when we've been embroiled this past year with so much that's been going on. If we look back to October 7th, 2023, and what happened in Israel, and then we see the spillover here in America where people are protesting. And to my surprise, Tim, people actually saying death to America. And when I heard that multiple times, I kept thinking, have you lost your mind? Do you not realize that people have sacrificed their life for America and the hope that burns bright from America as a beacon of hope to the world? I've just got to get your take on that, because I think it's significant to point that out, because that shows the importance of reminding people the sacrifice that so many fallen heroes have made, as well as the veterans and the active duty members.
Absolutely. Education is continuous. We always have to be reminding and remembering of these people, these moments from history. It is hard to believe, especially as somebody who has spent 20 years plus working with World War II veterans and with Holocaust survivors, to see any potential insensitivity to the most horrific moment in modern history, that could be forgotten. And so I think it's always our continued duty to continually to remind people of that history, because otherwise ignorance is easy to fall into. And we are here to again. I heard several years ago a noted psychologist out there said aspiration is the antidote to resentment. So show people aspiration, find that place into their brain where you're tapping into something good, where they want to be, that bring people together. That's how you combat resentment and ignorance out there.